Welcome back to the vlog, and thank you for always stopping by. It is a few minutes to 7 and this has to be done. I'm just back from my 8 to 5 and now I have to prepare very fast so that I get on to my side hustle. Otherwise, why else would it be called a side hustle? It is difficult, but it's something that has to be done. So I want to bring you with me as I set on to the evening part of my day. Karibu. Well, I was hoping I'll be able to take you along with me as I check into my side hustle in the evening, but apparently it was not possible. It gets so busy sometimes. I thank God. It gets so busy sometimes in the evening. You cannot vlog while I serve the clients. It's just not possible. So right now is about 3 hours later because it's actually 9 p.m. but I have to finish this vlog because I feel like it is my sort of, let me call it my calling. It is something that I need to do. I feel I need to clear the gray areas because for myself I was not able to get the kind of information that I wanted when I wanted to start this hustle, and I've realized that information does not come by very easily, especially if it is something that has to do with money. People are not ready to talk about ways they use to make money. So now that I've learned a number of things that I think can be helpful for someone who wants to start a side hustle that is a small retail shop, then I think you're at the right place. So I'll get right on to the points so that I share my experience, especially for startups, and then I think that will be all. So when you want to start a small retail shop, number one, learning from the things that I did that right now I know better. Don't go asking people, especially people who okay, I may sound a bit judgmental right now, but I think I just need to say this. You know, when you want to start a hustle, it is sort of a personal calling, because most of the people you go around asking them, oh, I want to start a small retail shop. Some of these people have no first-hand experience running a small retail shop. Probably they just have knowledge from what they've heard or what they've read, or a good percentage may have a first-hand experience, but you may not get right into these people, the kind of people whom you want to ask. So if you feel like you want to start a side hustle, just research from the internet, number one. Number two, the internet will not be enough. You need to get on the ground and get the real people who are in this kind of business. These are the kind of people that we call mentors. If you're lucky enough, you'll find someone who will hold your hand and tell you exactly what happens in the business. Personally, I was not very lucky. No, cut that. Personally, I can say I was lucky because I found a lady who had been my friend and had been running a shop, although at that time now the shop was not doing very well because of a number of reasons that I may not delve in right now, but I was happy that she held my hand. And what I can say about starting again is that you may ask someone who probably is in a different kind of business, and probably they do not approve that kind of a business, and you get discouraged because they'll definitely tell you, don't do a retail shop, it has very small profits, you look for something else. So then you get discouraged. Yeah, that is why I am insisting that you need to find a good mentor who will hold your hand, and if that is exactly what you want to do, then they should encourage you instead of discouraging you. So moving on from there, after you've researched on the kind of shop that you want, of course you need to find a good location. For a retail shop, you need to be somewhere where the traffic is quite high. Let's say in an estate or in a market center, or in a place where probably the population is low but there are many people, so that you get a number of people coming into your shop every day. So Myth number one that I had is that a shop has no profit. Yet, when I looked around, I realized that there are many shops. Some of them have been there ever since I was a child. I remember when I was a child, my mother used to send me to a shop. There was a particular shop in an area called Machinjoni in Kitale, Kenya. That is where I was brought up. So this shop was called Kwazayuni. If you are coming from that area, hello, I got inspiration from that shop. And I think it is not just a knee-jerk reaction that I wanted to start a side hustle and I settled for a retail shop. It is a hunch that I had from way back, because I remember this shop started as a very small shop and the owner was called Zayuni. Apparently he died. May God rest his soul in eternal peace. The shop started very small and Zayuni used to sell in that shop with his wife. And every time I liked going there because I will never lack anything that my mama sent me. Be it soap, be it sindano. You get to this shop and you ask Zayuni. Kwanza he welcomes you. He tells you karibu. Then when you get inside, you ask, nimetumwa sindano, iko. Most of the time you'll never hear him say akuna. So I'm just trying to say that I saw this shop rise from a very small kiosk into a very big shop in the hood where I was brought up. And by the time I was leaving for college, this shop was a big wholesale shop, and the owner, you will definitely know and tell that this person is doing well. But it was not an overnight thing, coming to think of it. It was something that he built over time with a lot of factors that of course someone has to consider when you want to start running this kind of a business. So aside from following your passion or that hunch that you have for a business, I'll not even call it passion. If you feel you want to try, for example, a shop or a farm, you go for it. Passion is just a portion of what you need. Actually, you just need to start and be hardworking. Then pole things will fall in place. Then of course location, and then capital. About capital, you may never be ready with capital. That is something that I discovered, because if you ask, even I also used social media platforms to find out how can I start, how much capital do I need. It becomes very confusing because these hands are not equal. Someone is here, the other person is here. This person will tell you, I started with maybe 700,000. Probably that is a very huge shop with good stock. This other person will tell you, I started with maybe 20,000 shillings or even 10,000 shillings. Like when I talked with my friend, the one I was telling you did some mentorship for me, she told me, you just start with whatever you have. You can just make very simple shelves. You don't have to have a display stand. Just start with what you have. And most of the time that is very difficult for people want to start something, you know, in your mind you feel like you're not ready. You want probably a shop that is well stocked and everything is in there. Sometimes that may not be possible, but if you have the capital, well and good. You may now need to just stock your shop. I've realized that people will come because of, one, your service, two, the faith they have in you, three, of course you already looked at location, and four, they need these things. That is why you'll always see people get into a shop. Like right now in Kenya, it is a very difficult time for most of us, but you'll never lack a customer coming in a retail shop. So don't be discouraged that people are saying, oh, the profits are small. Yes, they are small, but if people keep coming, then you'll break even. Of course, you need to remain hardworking.